have any advice for the current Prime Minister?
Well, one thing for sure, I know it is not easy. Okay, in that executive chair of Prime Minister, with 6 other ministers, and the fact that in this new structure that we have, individual ministers have a lot of power, and as Prime Minister, I so often had to explain, the Prime Minister does not really have any additional powers. Yeah, the Prime Minister is responsible for the Ministry of General Affairs and all of the departments, so he or she has that responsibility. But in terms of keeping your Council of Ministers together, you know how often I had to bite my tongue, you know how often I had to act as referee between ministers who were going at it. It is not easy, Oral, and that's why I think it is so important that the coalition, any coalition that supports a government, should have a clear plan in terms of what the coalition wants, so that the government can be held accountable in terms of what they are doing, how they are progressing. Because I was like, Parliament every so often comes together and we pass motions, some of them unanimously. Oral, in more cases than not, motions are not executed, Motions are not executed, and there's nothing the Parliament can do, Oral, unless when it gets so very far that one or more ministers are told they do not have the confidence of the Parliament. That there's nothing else that you can really do. So it's like every time just asking, reminding the minister. So unless there's a clear understanding in terms of what's our program, what are we seeking to achieve in the coming year, in the coming 2 years, I mean, you're going to get ministers trying to do whatever it is that they think from their ministerial perspective they should do. So yeah, so I acknowledge it's not easy, but there needs to be some common path, some blueprint in terms of what are the urgent matters for the government, the coalition, and the people of St. Maarten. And then you need to be able to see how that is being executed, who is doing their job or not doing their job.